All right, let's got the music. Hi, this is King Bucho. Welcome. Whoa. Hi, this is King Bucho. Welcome to BDA Boxing, the Boxing Debate Arena. Open lines. Oh, no, it's not open lines. It's just a call-in show. It's the call-in show, the fan prediction show for Usyk versus Tyson Fury. So we'll be taking your phone calls, and that's pretty much it. We're gonna write them down. As always, we already have a few predictions here. By the way, if the sound is too hot or something, let me know in the chat. Don't forget to subscribe to Patreon. We have here our Patreon loyal members. They're supporting the show, and you get content. Right now, everything's free, so go check out Patreon. You can subscribe for free as well, so you're gonna get notifications every time we post anything. Mr. BDA just uploaded a video today because it's a film analysis about Emmanuel Navarrete's defense. So go check it out. Patreon, link in the description. Also, we don't have super chats right now, so we're using Buy Me a Coffee. Check it out, link in the description, link in the chat, and you can send us any amount that you can. Anything you send us will help the BDA show, and we can keep on spreading the gospel, as Mr. BDA says. All right, the phones are not open yet. I'm going to open them in a few minutes. Let me just call a few people, and we'll get this party started. Let's see. There's already a group here. There we go. So yeah, guys, call in and give us your prediction. I'll try to write some predictions down from the chat as well. All right, I think we already have Mr. BDA here. Setting up.
Yeah, you have to lower your volume a little bit. It's a little bit too hot on the YouTube.
I knew it.
A little bit too hot.
I could hear a little bit.
A little bit.
Wait, where should I? Oh wait, hold on. I know where. On this thing, is it better now?
Well, let me check on the YouTube. If it's okay or not. What's that? Are you there, man? Well, I'll say this. Well, so I think something's up here, but I want to give a shout out to Jesus Pardo for his contribution with the super chat. And he says, Fury by 8th round knockout. I mean, did I say super chat, by the way? I think I'm used to it. Shout out to him for his contribution with the Buy Me a Coffee. Buy Me a Coffee. So shout out to Jesus Pardo, who's picking Fury by 8th round knockout. Wowee. Okay, so I think people are going to start going with, I think some people are going to start picking Fury. And yeah, Butch is having some technical issues, but we'll get through that real quick. But shout out to everybody in the chat. Again, I'm telling you, I'm looking at this, and Gonzalo's picking him by stoppage. Who else? Well, now Jesus Pardo. And those are two guys who aren't the usual suspects. I'm talking about, the Fury fans that are always going to pick him no matter what. Shout out to Blue Collar Sports TV, a.k.a. Del Boy, in the chat. Shout out to the Quags, Trey Ason, to Matador, Chitlin Distributor, who says, shit card, only decent fight is the main event. Well, I agree with that. I mean, think about it. We were supposed to get Madrimov versus Bohajak. That didn't happen because somebody had the bright idea of putting Virgil Ortiz against Madrimov on February. I'm still thinking about that. Who's the guy who came up with that? Why couldn't they put Ortiz with somebody else? They couldn't get Murtasaliev in there with him. I mean, it's insane that they had to sacrifice this fight on this card for another one in February. But I guess that's the way they do it. Dark Ado, shout out to Dark Ado, shout out to Mars Boxeo, Protectorate General, Warp Speed, shout out to Warp Speed, Jump Tube, Knockout Ned, Night Murph, Jacques Cousteau, Gene Ryu Jr. 33, Neil Simpson, Technique, Quick Sloth. Many more people to come, I'm sure. Oh, you got Sergeant, the Sergeant, dropping by as well. Butch, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me now? It's still hot, huh?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Is it hot?
Well, let me see. You talk and I'll see on YouTube how it.
All right. Sorry for that, guys. A lot of equipment here. I want to thank Jesus Pardo for his buy me a coffee donation. $5. Appreciate that. He says Fury 8th round knockout. Shit. We got another one picking Fury. All right, I'm going to write it down in a few seconds. Still got it here. Also, I want to thank Jacques Cousteau for subscribing to the Patreon. To Patreons. Thank you, Jack. I really appreciate that. Right, we're growing. The family is growing here. All right, we got Never Sobers. Guys, the phones, we're going to open them pretty soon, all right? I just want to get some predictions down here, and then we'll move to the phone lines.
What's up, Bucho?
What's up? What's up?
What's up, Sobers?
What's up,
Hey, so Bucho, do you have a list ready?
Yeah, I already wrote some names down. Let me just go check it out here. Yeah,
Well,
we have a few
Jesus
people.
Pardo. Jesus Pardo, shout out to him for his contribution with the Buy Me a Coffee. He's got Fury by 8th round knockout.
Yeah. Okay, Fury 8. So we're getting some new people here picking Fury.
Let me see that list. I'm curious. We got Bucho, you're saying Usyk by majority decision. Gonzalez going by Fury by unanimous decision. Oh, I thought he said
I thought he said stoppage. Yeah, all right.
I don't know. We'd have to ask him if he comes in.
Yeah.
Sobers says Fury by knockout. But I suspect, Sobers, I suspect that there was a little bit of, you were being a little glib. Not glib, funny.
Superfluous? How do you say it?
Yeah, superfluous, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because no one was going for Fury, and I think he has a better shot than I feel like some of the people were giving, or just nobody wanted to step up and defend him. Or, you know what I'm saying, they didn't want to put their ass on the line and say out loud, oh, I think Fury's going to win. But I'll say Fury because I do think he has a solid chance, and I would love to see a trilogy. So, yeah, I want Fury to win this fucking Wilder versus the rematch Wilder style. I want him to come in like a truck and run him over. So we have to see the trilogy.
All right. By the way, the word I was looking for was flippant. He was being flippant, not glib. Who else we got? Southpaw Lefty says Usyk by disqualification. All right. Kevin from Chicago says Usyk by stop. All right. So we got some good predictions there.
Yeah. There's a lot of predictions in the chat as well. I'm going to try to write them down. If not, you can contact me. And also, I'll probably do another show or in the show off the air. So for people who are always, talking off the air, I'll be there and take down your predictions.
If you want to give your prediction, you can contact Bucho at any time, toll free via. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I'll give you my personal number so you can fucking bother me. I'm working and I hear fucking. Yeah, this is who is this? This is Joe with my prediction. I just want to give you my prediction.
Some people have done that on the YouTube boxing community. They put their number in the chat and then they're surprised when degenerates call them, leaving them, and it's not even messages saying, "Yeah, I'm gonna fuck you up." It's just like grunting. It's like, what?
Weirdos. All right, BD, I'm gonna try to open the phone line. It's the first time I use this new system thing, so I hope that the sound works. So keep the show going while I do this shit.
Okay. Well, the interviews are coming out now because it's fight week. So Usyk and Fury are gonna have to be giving interviews every 5 minutes. And Fury has been saying, well, last week he said, I'm going to have to punch more in this fight. So he's assuming, or he's leading people to assume that he's going to be throwing more, going to be more active with his punch output. Now the question is, if he's coming heavy, will that be possible? I also saw in the Discord somebody posted I guess it was a rumor because I didn't see Fury making that statement himself. Some people were saying that he wants to come in at 290 pounds. Now, he's younger than Zhilei Zhang, but we saw how that worked for Zhang when he fought Joseph Parker. Not very well. Came in at 290 something, I believe, 91 maybe. And he looked slow, and he looked like his stamina was horrible. I mean, it didn't look like his stamina was horrible. His stamina was horrible. He looked sick in that fight. Very low punch output. It looked like he could have stopped Parker. I mean, he did drop him twice, but just couldn't put the finishing touches because he was such a fatso. So for Fury to come in at that weight, I know he's younger. I know he's a Gypsy King. He fancies himself a superhero, but everybody has a limit, and I don't think that 290 pounds is functional. Shout out to Trey Ason for his contribution via Buy Me a Coffee. Shout out to him. He says, hit the like. Usyk in 9. Hey, that sort of rhymed. Like 9. Shout out to Trey Ason for his contribution, and
All right.
cannot indicate. Bucho, can you write that down for Trey Ason?
I will.
Usyk in the 9th. Now, let me ask Sobers a little something here. Sobers, you have your own channel too. You have your own community on Discord, very lively. What is better for boxing? That Usyk wins again, or that Fury gets an unexpected win here? And I say unexpected because most people are picking Usyk to win.
Well, like I was saying, the reason why I will go for Fury is that I think it will be better for boxing if Fury wins, because it'll shake everything up with everybody's expectations, kind of like the Munguia knockout. And yeah, everyone's gonna want a trilogy. There'll be 1-1. So the only way to see who's really better will to be one more fight. And outside of Usyk versus Fury, what is the biggest fight in boxing? Canelo Crawford. I'm
Yeah,
not sure
that's
how many fights are that big. You know what I mean? So it's good to keep that going as long as they can. And he's had trilogy. Fury's had trilogies with other dudes. With he had one with Chisora, Wilder. Get one with Usyk.
Yeah, why not? Let's get ourselves a trilogy. Why not? By the way, you're always talking about when it's Mexican versus Mexican or whatever. You're talking about the sacrifices. The gypsies, over there. I know he's not Irish, but let's pretend there's some Scottish involved. Do you think there's going to be some weird Caledonian rites taking place?
There's definitely gonna be some witchcraft. I think BDA. There's gonna be some bull's balls chopped up into somebody's soup. There might be mysterious pizza outside Usyk's door. The night before the fight. There's gonna be some ritualistic dipping hands in oil for hours, right? Gasoline. That's what they do.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I think so. You're saying there's going to be some Wicker Man type activity going on.
Yeah, like some weird European kind of witchcraft, not typical some weird naked in the woods type shit, painting blue paint on your body, howling at the moon. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying, but let's be fair. The Ukrainians over there, they have their own type of magic too. They got shamans near that region, so don't be surprised if he tries to counter some. Remember when Chavez fought Edwin Rosario, and the rumor was that Rosario had a witch that was going to hex Chavez. That's why Chavez's team ended up wearing the red bandanas, because somebody in Mexico, a witch of his own, told him, "Hey, listen, you want to counter this spell? You wear red," and it ended up working. So we'll see whose magic shines brightest on Saturday.
Ready to connect. Click
Okay, I'm
connect
connected.
to show now.
I don't know what I was doing. Okay, we're in.
Well, they're both Christians, right?
They claim to be. No, yeah. Olaf made a good. Olaf said there's a rumor that the reason why Usyk was arrested, or not arrested, but detained in Poland a couple of months ago at the airport was because he was caught with and I quote, pink-haired homosexual who also happened to be drugged and who was causing a scene, and that's why they ended up detaining Alexander Usyk. And no proof, no evidence to verify that. I'm just relaying the fact that Olaf, the very energetic.
I thought you were gonna say that he was caught with the Star of David in it instead of the cross on his necklace. Well, I haven't seen any pictures of that, but that's interesting.
I mean,
there are pictures of Fury kissing gay men, right, to show that he doesn't hate them.
I've never seen that one. There's a picture where he's about to. There's a picture where he's about to kiss a guy, but I've never actually seen lip on lip, and I don't want to. By the way,
that's what you want to see, huh? I got you.
BDA. No. That's what I was gonna say. If such a picture exists, then Mr. BDA does not want to see it. Now, if you have a picture of Sky Nicholson and that, what's the blonde one with the tits?
Oh, Ebony Bridges.
Yeah. Now, if you get a picture of them, eating each other's carpet, yeah, why not?
I'm trying to get Gypsy Boxing in here.
Was that?
Gypsy Boxing, and we need to get him in here. And Olaf.
Yeah, well, we're going to be working on more episodes, hopefully. All right, LL just posted the picture. Again, I don't see any kissing.
Insinuation that they were going to kiss.
I think it's a video.
I don't want to see. Exactly. I've never seen that either, and I don't want to.
I think it was more like a gesture that they were going to kiss.
Recognize what's better for boxing, if Usyk gets another win or if Fury pulls the mini upset?
I mean, if you talk about like boxing, mainstream boxing, and the benefits of maybe a trilogy, I guess Fury, right?
You are connected as the host. Welcome, host. You are now in the host room and can manage your callers from the Call-in Studio web interface.
All right, this is okay.
Appreciate that, lady.
Which are you calling a 1-900 number? Or what's going on?
Yeah, I
I don't
know.
know.
Pucho, who's that? Who,
If
who's
you
that
want to
chick?
join the party, you are about to join a party, a hot party. So what?
Sounded nice, Pucho. I don't
I've
know who
never
that
called
is.
into one of those. I've never called into one of those numbers. Well, how about you guys? Have you ever?
Yeah, I bet you never did.
I'm serious. What goes on in there? Is it just a? I've always assumed that it's a fat woman who sounds hot, but it's like a real pig on the phone.
She's like, hey, guy, I'm a 32.
Hey,
It
guy.
sounds like that's what you asked for, BDA. I need a real pig on the other line. And I wanted
Yeah,
to
I
sound
need a
hot.
real heifer. I need a real heifer on the other line. Come on now, make it
Me
happen.
too. Let's do it.
But
What are you doing? You
okay.
eating? You fat ass?
now listen to me. Get serious. Let's get serious here for a moment. Fury's, like I said, Fury's been doing the round. So he says he wants to come in at 290 something pounds. He says he's going to be throwing more shots, which I don't see him throwing more shots if he's 290 pounds. Then Olaf, the aforementioned one, just posted a video on the Discord where he's talking with that Indian guy or whatever. And Fury's saying that he's doing a little very tricky thing where he says, well, this camp was better than the last one because of the cut. The last one, he was coming off a cut. He couldn't really do much, supposedly. But he's not saying that directly. He's just saying this one's better. So then when the interview asks him, okay, so are you saying you weren't prepared as well as you could have in the last time? He goes, well, I'm not making excuses. And then he goes with the but, come this Saturday, I'm going to show how it's different. Something like that. So he's making excuses. He's trying to, he is making an excuse indirectly, but at the same time trying to be the big man. Say, well, I'm not making an excuse. Just go ahead and say that there was something wrong. Not that people are going to criticize him either way, but at least it's going to sell the fight. But that's what he's saying, and he says he's going to smash Usyk. That is the point. That is the plan. And guys, the last time he said that in a rematch was prior to the Wilder one. And that's what he did. He completely changed his game plan. I'm not saying it's going to work, but do you guys then expect him to come in here and try to fight a more physical, bruising type of affair?
I have to see it to believe it. Now, I do admit, if he comes in that mindset that he came in with Wilder, it could be a different fight. But I'm starting to question whether he has that in him. See, I was pretty confident that Usyk would beat him in the first fight. And I would make my judgment if they have a rematch according to what I see. And now, look, this is just an observation, right? Because I'm not in his head. But he doesn't have none of the intensity that he had for the Wilder fight, going into the second Wilder fight. Now, that doesn't mean that he's not going to bring it that way, but I don't see any of that. I see a dude who's, from the outside looking in, who seems like he's questioning everything about himself when it comes to Usyk. And I'm kind of like leaning towards Usyk again to beat him, and probably beat him even worse this time.
Oh,
Yeah. There's a good shot that he beats him even, when I say worse, I mean more, just in more convincing fashion, because I thought he clearly won the first fight. I couldn't give Fury more than 5 rounds. And I think that was kind of stretching it. If Fury wins, it's going to be, I get the feeling that it's going to be one of those Vladimir Klitschko fights. The fights that nobody's really interested in seeing. We're more interested in seeing him get revenge in the Wilder rematch fashion. But then again, Usyk is not Wilder. And I think Fury knows that shit. He's very much aware. I think Fury came in the best shape possible. Remember, he kept postponing that fight. I thought that had he fought him in the original date, he would have really been unprepared, mentally more than anything, and would have probably lost worse. And so he needed that 3 months, and that was the best he could do, was be competitive against Usyk. So yeah, I kind of lost my train of thought. I think you was asking me my prediction or what do I think of the fight.
Are you trying to evade the prediction
What do
here?
you think is better for
He
boxing?
says, yeah, he's evading the prediction. That's what he's doing.
I'm sorry. What was better for boxing? I think boxing. I think Turkey Al-Sheikh kind of like gave up his hand. He wants a trilogy, right? Or at least that's what he said. In other words, then if you want a trilogy, I guess you want Tyson Fury to win the fight. So I think in terms of economics, I guess a third fight would be the best thing for them. To me, the best thing is the best fighter wins, and that's more likely Usyk.
Yeah.
All right, so we finally get that prediction because he wasn't on the list, I don't think. Was it, Bucho?
No, it's not there. So it's Usyk by decision, clear decision.
Yeah, I'm thinking, man. I'm almost tempted, man. My brother's telling me he's gonna put a bet down Usyk stoppage in the later rounds, somewhere like 9, 10, 11. But I think I'm gonna take the little safer route. That could happen. I don't think it will. I wouldn't bet that. So I would say Usyk probably by unanimous decision.
All right. We also had a prediction from, let's see here, LL. Thank you for your buy me a coffee donation. He says, rumor is Usyk is drinking Kell Brook's sweat. Yeah, like his trainer, remember? Usyk via
I like
white.
that double groan.
What was it? No, he's saying Usyk via white excellence. Round 11 TKO. All right.
Who's the wider guy, Fury or Usyk?
Who's the
I
what?
say Usyk. Oh, I don't. He's right. He's real caucus, isn't he?
Yeah, Fury's got to have some sort of Arabic or
Indian,
something, right?
gypsy,
Is it
some
gypsy?
Indian in there or something,
Yeah.
right?
What did you call him? Really?
He's true caucus.
From the Caucasus Mountain.
Hey, guys,
Yeah.
we got a phone call here. Let's take it here. First call I ever take on this thing. 510. You're on the air. 510.
What's up, BDA people in the panel? Can you guys hear me all right?
Guys, can you hear him all right?
I hear him good.
I hear him. Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
All right. I think Usyk's actually gonna he's actually gonna get Fury out of there this time. If you guys remember, well, it should have been ruled a knockdown from the jump when Fury was already leaning on the ropes, or he fell into the ropes pretty much. But when he got kind of stuck on the turnbuckles there, Usyk was about to give him like a whopping, I think, right hand, or I wasn't quite sure, but I know he was going in for the kill, and just then the referee decided to step in and actually call it a knockdown, which doesn't make sense because I think falling into the ropes seemed more of a knockdown than leaning on the turnbuckle, but that's up to you guys, But yeah, I think if Usyk would have hurt him, like let's say mid-round, I think he would have got him out of there because Fury was looking goofy as shit, and Usyk has won in heavyweight, for being a small man, and he had to carry a lot more pounds. For Usyk, he has a great gas tank, and I think honestly in this second fight, he's really going to put it on him. Even if Fury tries to put his weight on it, Usyk's not going to be like Wilder, where he is more flat-footed and stationary. Usyk, he knows how to get out of there. He knows how to rip away from the clinch. A la Lomachenko likes to do that too. I'm not sure if it's their style of fighting, but they have a very good strategy to where, ripping out of the clinches, he gets to have a small opening to where he could just throw those short looping shots on the inside. And, Fury has very bad luck with cruiserweights. I don't know what it is, but, I'm sure fighting a taller guy who's lumbering and just a bit slower than cruiserweights, I think it's bad for Fury. So I think Usyk is going to give us justice for all the people that lost money outside of Walmart, donated to the gypsies. to those fake gypsies, you know. Well, they're not fake gypsies, but they're, you know, always asking for money. So Usyk for the win.
Okay, so
All right.
this is
So-
justice.
Yeah.
I like.
All right, we're losing recognize here. All right, caller. Yeah, what's your name and prediction? Specific prediction, because I'm gonna write it down. What do we call you? All right, I don't know what's going on, guys. Can you hear me? You.
Yeah, I can hear him, man. He just probably dropped out or something.
Yeah, he dropped out. All right. Well, I couldn't write down his prediction, but we got
Call him the
somebody else.
gypsy hater.
Yeah, a gypsy hater. The gypsy hater. He says the gypsy
He's
hater.
discriminating the gypsies.
He said Usyk decision, right? He just said.
I think he even went for the stoppage because he made a good point. He said, you know, when Usyk hurt
Ucho, he's gonna stop it.
Okay.
when Usyk hurt Fury in the first fight in the 9th round, he drove in onto the ropes, and then he went reeling, and then he went back to the ropes the 3rd time, and that's when Usyk hit him with a shot that drove him again onto the right side of the ropes, and then he ended up flailing all the way to the other side, and that's when the referee said, "Oh, time." But that 3rd time, before the last time, when he dropped to the ropes, that could have been called a knockdown. I don't understand why the referee decided not to call that one a knockdown. But then the final one, he did say, okay, yeah, he's being held by the ropes, and they give him an 8 count.
BDA, you correct me if I'm wrong, but
you're wrong.
That's a knock. Right. wait, let me get my question off. Yeah, when as soon as your back hits the rope like that, and it kind of seems like that's the only thing that saved you, the referee is sort of obligated to call that a knockdown,
Yeah,
right?
the ropes held you up, basically.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe the referee's explanation was, I didn't see it that way when it happened, but it seemed funny that he called it a knockdown or a standing 8 count, whatever he did, because I don't think there is a standing 8 count. So yeah, I'm guessing he called it a knockdown. Eventually, was when it looked like Tyson Fury at that moment couldn't protect himself anymore.
Well, that's what I'm saying is that the 3rd time he went onto the ropes, he could have called that a knockdown. Let me just rewatch it here. I'm going to rewatch it now. That's what I'm saying. The 3rd time he fell onto the ropes, he could have called it a knockdown, but he decided to wait until the next time he fell onto the ropes to call it a standing 8 count, which is weird because, like the caller said, Usyk had a clear line of sight, open target for a lethal left hand that could have ended matters.
Yes, that's what
I think
remember that.
I think the caller's calling back, the 510. Let's take then we'll have another one. 510, you're on the air. 510.
Hey, Bucci.
Yeah.
Hey, Bucho. Sorry, I hung up mid sentence. My name is Jonathan, and I got my prediction is Usyk by KO or TKO at least. You know, like you guys were reiterating, the first time where he really shook up Fury. Yeah, Fury was literally falling into the ropes, like not with his back on the ropes. It was like he was falling sideways into the ropes, and he kind of did like a WWE bounce off the ropes, which in turn that's pretty much a knockdown. And I think the ref really fucking gave Fury an out when he was on the turnbuckles or in the corner because he was kind of he was still standing up, even though he was using the corner to kind of hold him up. But I say it was a knockdown when he was actually falling into the ropes, like where there was no way at all where he could have stayed up, you know, as opposed to like in the corner he was holding himself up at least by his feet. But I think the ref definitely gave him an out because, like I said, Usyk was really going in. So he was going in for the kill. So sorry I cut you off, Bucho.
No problem, man. Thank you for calling back and giving us your prediction. All right. Take care, man.
All right. Great show.
See ya. All right.
Yeah, I just rewatched that 9th round, and the 3rd time he went down, which is before the last one. that could have been called a standing 8 count. The referee waited until he dropped again to the other side of the ropes for him to finally call it a standing 8 count to hold the action. And by the time he did so, Usyk had a clear line of sight for a left hand.
All right, we got another phone call here. 817. 817, you're on the air.
Yo, Bucho, it's Shazar.
Yo.
Yo, I know I already gave you all my prediction. I'm sticking with Usyk round 8 KO. I was driving, so I couldn't really give you my thoughts, but something interesting that I've noticed by looking at Fury's all his fights, his box rec. Fury only fights dudes that are older than him, and every time he fights someone who's younger than him, he struggles. Like I'm looking at his box rec. Usyk's older than him. Ngannou's significantly older than him. Chisora significantly older than him. White a little bit older than him. Wilder older than him. Otto Wallin, younger than him. Should have won that by TKO. Tom Schwartz is nothing. I think he was younger. I don't remember. Pinata significantly older than him. Sefer Seferi is significantly older than him. Vladimir Klitschko significantly older than him. Hammer older than him. Joey Abel, I think he was older than him. Cunningham, significantly older than him. And Cunningham hurt him bad. His hardest fight again, John McDermott, a lot of people think he lost. McDermott was a lot older than him. So I think like this narrative that Fury is some sort of like master boxer is only based on the fact that he fights dudes who are old or shot.
That's a great observation there. What do you guys think? I immediately thought about Wallin.
About this. I spoke to Shazar about this privately. He brought it up. And I mean, there's something to it, right? Okay, yeah, I see what he's talking about. If you just look up the ages, these guys are older, or in certain cases, Vladimir Klitschko that comes to mind, significantly older, right? The only thing I would say about Vlad, remember, he was still the reigning undisputed champion. You know what I'm saying? He was the lineal champion. And so that's but he was older, and you know, that's what usually happens. The younger guy kicks out the old king. But the one thing I would say is like I kind of like ignore all the other stuff and just go on the presence, like what's in front of us. Usyk is like nobody he's ever fought before. That doesn't mean that he can't figure out a game plan and beat him. It's just that's a guy he's never fought like before. And was it Shazar or the last caller? I think it was the last caller. He brought up, you know, Usyk is used to fighting cruiserweights. And these guys have a significant kind of speed that maybe Usyk could get a beat on it, but it's where he has to think quicker, where he's fighting these bigger dudes. He has time to methodically, you know, get the punches in that he wants, right? Instead of like, I got to throw fast when you're fighting guys who are almost as fast as you. And so that's why I think Usyk is hurting these dudes, you know, these bigger guys where he's had success, you know, the AJs of the world, the Dubois, and even Tyson Fury, where he's able to hurt these dudes. And he's, you know, he stung like Chisora, who outweighed him by 50 pounds. Yeah, I think it's the you know, the fact that he doesn't have to deal with a speed that, you know, was the cruiserweight, where he had to get those shots off quicker, right? In other words, what I'm trying to say is Usyk is a puncher. You know, he is a good puncher. And I think the reason why we're seeing that is because these heavyweights, they lack the speed that what he was used to in the cruiserweight.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yep. Another thing I want to add, I don't know if y'all saw it, but Chisora a couple days ago said that he was in the Fury camp to see what was going on, and he said he didn't like what he was seeing. He said that these dudes that he was fighting were weird choices for sparring partners. He said a lot of them were orthodox, not southpaw, and he said these dudes were pulling their punches, like they weren't going all out. I'm thinking that's because his punch resistance is gone. They don't want him to get knocked out in sparring. I mean, this dude, If he's really coming in at 300 pounds, man, he's gonna gas out in 3 or 4 rounds, man. It's gonna be bad, and he's gonna be even slower. He's already slow. He's gonna be even slower. And he's gonna be eating. Excuse me. He's gonna be eating left hands all night until he goes down. I don't think he's gonna get up. He's gonna get counted out. They're gonna give him a slow count too.
Shit. Oh, I mean, that's interesting if he said that. We'll see, man. We'll see what happens. Anything else, Jasar?
No, that's it. Good show. Keep it up,
All
dudes.
right. Take care. Let's take another phone call here.
You too.
All right. Oops. I don't know how you drop calls here. What the fuck is this? All right. All right. Let's take another phone call here. 484. You're on the air.
Hey, what's up? This is Olaf.
Oh,
I got
Olaf.
Tyson Fury by.
Yeah.
What's up? Yeah, I got Tyson Fury by destructive knockout within the first 7 rounds. Somewhere in the first 7 rounds.
Shit. All right. So what's going to change, Olaf?
I think Tyson Fury won rounds 3 through 8 and round 12. He definitely won round 12 on all 3 judges' scorecards. So, you know, I think, and in his last fight, you know, he didn't do any sparring for that last fight. I heard that the other day from Andy Lee on DAZN, because they had a, you know, because of the cut situation, he couldn't spar at all. Those from February to May when the fight happened. So, you know, I thought he thoroughly, comprehensively outboxed Usyk in the first fight, and I could just, you know, I think Usyk is. I get a lot of nervous energy from Usyk. He's definitely not as confident as he was the first time. And it's going to be a good night. It's going to be a good night. Tyson Fury is going to knock him out within 7 rounds, 100%. I have no doubt about that.
So if that happens, do you want to see a third fight?
No, I want him to fight Joshua right after that.
Okay. People are questioning what you're saying here. Nervous energy? They're saying like, well,
yeah, I think the nervous energy on Tyson Fury and always. I don't see what Olaf sees. And that he comprehensively outboxed him. He comprehensively got beat up in that fight. That's a no doubt.
How can you watch? How can you see rounds 3 through 8 and say he got beat up?
Yeah, did you see what happened in the 8th round?
I mean, Usyk didn't win a second. Usyk.
Did you know that he bust his nose open in round 8, the round that you comprehensively gave him? Does that make sense?
Yeah, because that was at the end of the round, though. Usyk was getting beat up in round 8 until the end of the round. It was like the last 30 seconds of the round when Usyk came on, and then the fight changed in the 9th round.
I'm not here to change your mind. I'm just here to say that I don't see what you see. I don't see that. And I think a lot of people see that the nervous energy has always been on Tyson Fury's end. He doesn't have that kind of charisma that he had against Wilder. He does not have that.
Well, because Wilder's a black American who talks a lot of shit. Usyk doesn't speak English, so you can't really match his. It's weird to match his energy. What I'm saying,
okay, I'm not saying that you don't have maybe you do have a point there, like the attitude, the contrast between the attitude. Okay, fine, but Tyson Fury's the one that's changing his game plans back and forth. He's gonna come in lighter the first fight. Now he wants to come in a bit heavier. You know, it just, and he's the one. Remember that pulled out of. Well, he had to pull out the other the February of 2024 scheduled fight because he got a cut. It's really him. He's the one that's showing, at least in my opinion. Okay, this is just me outside looking in. He's the one that's always shown a different type of energy when it comes to Usyk. Usyk irks him. And now they already fought. And I think he's like, man, this dude is better than what I thought he was, or I would want to accept that he is. Now, can he adjust that?
Well, no, I think now, recognize. I think that Fury, after that first fight, realizes that Usyk's actually not as good as he thought he was. And he's even said that. Like, you know, he said this was, up until the point where he got hurt, he said this was one of the easiest fights of my career. You know, he said that it felt like an amateur fight. It felt like a sparring session, and you know, he kind of, you know, he was just cruising his way to victory until that shot landed. You know, so, but and you know, he won that first fight, didn't get the decision, so. I mean, he's already said that he's coming in there to knock him out. It's got to be like a Wilder 2 situation where like the judges are going to be biased towards Usyk because of the Ukraine thing, you know, because they all want, you know, they for propaganda reasons, they want the Ukrainian fighter to win. So he's got to knock him out, you know, and I don't think that should be hard because if Fury was in the proper shape in that first fight, you know, that fight was over in the 6th round. We all saw what happened there. He hit him with an uppercut and Usyk was gone. You know, Usyk dropped his hands and fell into the ropes and he was out. You know, Usyk was pretty much done at that point in round 6. So when that happens again in this fight within the first 7 rounds, you know, Fury's not going to let him off the hook like he did last time. You know, he's going to maul him. He's going to get really physical and dirty with him. And Usyk's not going to want to be in there. You know, Usyk's going to, the first time Usyk falls, he's probably not going to get up. He's going to say, this is too physical. This is, you know, I'm feeling every year of that 37 years of age. And, you know, I got to get out of here. And I think that's what's going to happen. Usyk's going to take his money and leave, and you're never going to see him again.
All right.
Let me ask you a question. You think you are you confident that, because we know that Fury in rematches, history has shown that he comes in and he kind of completely shuts down the guy in the rematch, right? And he even goes as far as he stops them, right? You think he still has that in him at this age and everything that's, you know, that's taking place in his life? You're saying you have confidence that he can still do that at this point of his career?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, if you watch rounds 3 through 8, the way he was boxing in those rounds was the best I've seen him box since the first time he fought Wilder. So, I mean, yeah, absolutely. I 100% believe that, but I don't think he's going to go in there and look to outbox Usyk. Even though he did it the first time, I don't think he's going to go in there looking to outbox Usyk because he's not confident he'll get a decision, so he's going to knock him out. And I have a question for you. Why do people say Fury's legs are gone? Like, I don't understand. I keep hearing that online. It's like, because he's been dropped a few times. I mean, you know, in heavyweight boxing, you get dropped. You know, this isn't like, you know, 126 or something. Like, you know, these guys, every one of these guys has immense punching power. Even the guys they consider to be feather fisted at the division can knock you out. So, I mean, like, why do they say his legs are gone? I don't get that.
Well, it could be. Yeah. You get older, your legs are not as strong. It could be that. I mean, I see it in the same way. The only thing that I think that might be happening to him is his punch resistance. I kind of saw what happened with the Usyk fight when the fight was competitive, and he still got hurt, basically with one shot. You know, it was not like an accumulation, you know, of punches that were, you know, that were rocking them back and forth. It was just basically timing, one good shot. And if that referee wanted to, under different circumstances, could have stopped that fight. So I do question his punch resistance, and maybe that has something to do with his legs.
Well, we'll see what happens. Olaf, thank you for calling, and try to jump on the next show, all right? If you can. Take care.
All right, take care, guys. Thank you for having me on.
All right.
You know what I like about Olaf is that he sounds like he's, you know, if you just knew him based on what he writes on the Discord, you think this guy's a maniac. But then he calls in and he's not cursing up a storm. He's not talking in jive, you know, he's not talking in slang. He sounds like a guy that could be working in a corporate office somewhere, but he's infatuated with Fury. Now, I'm not saying Fury can't win, but what I'm saying is I think that the book out on Olaf is that I wanted to ask him though, like, his prediction the last time was also Fury by stoppage, wasn't it? Or by
well, he picked Fury. I don't know if he was by stoppage.
He was confident. I don't remember, but I remember him being confident that Fury. He probably thought Fury was going to stop him too in the first fight.
Right.
You know, look, I'm not gonna. It's not out of the realm. We've seen him in rematches. I just think that it's different this time around. But we have seen him in rematches where he fights these dudes. And it's a total different fight. I just think that, or at least I'm betting on that with time, Usyk's not those guys that's not what's going to happen the second time around against Usyk.
All right, we got another buy me a coffee donation from Jin Ryu Junior 33. Thank you for that. He says, "Saw BDA and Bucho put me down for Usyk via 10th round knockout or TKO. Wouldn't surprise me if Fury. Oh, I have to click on this. Wouldn't surprise me if Fury's injuries. Sorry, I can't read today. Wouldn't surprise me if Fury injures his taint and can't continue. Salute to the show." Well, everybody uses the word taint here. Salute to the show and colors. All right. So I'm going to write your prediction down. I got it here. Don't worry. Let's take another phone call. All right. 347. You're on the air. 347.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's NPR.
Hey, how are you, man?
Good, man. Merry Christmas, fellas.
Merry Christmas. All right. Take it away.
So, I don't see the fight going much differently, except for the pace of the fight. In other words, the arc of the fight. Fury, I don't believe he's going to come in heavy. Right? I think that's a bunch of nonsense, to a bunch of mind games. He knows that that his enemy is going to be cardio, because nobody can out cardio Usyk, right, or Lomachenko, or these guys. They're cardio machines. So if we kind of take a look at what happened in the first fight, the line on Usyk and Lomachenko was they start slowly, they quote unquote download information, and then they get going. But of course, Lomachenko, as we saw against Haney, he started out faster against Haney. He went against the line on him, and so did Usyk. Usyk started out that fight fast. He banked the first 3 rounds, in my humble opinion. So if Fury split one of those rounds, out of those 3, we're looking at a completely different fight. If he banked one of those first 3 rounds, we're looking at a different fight indeed. So I believe that Fury will come out from the get-go with the way he did in round 4, much more aggressive. I don't think he's going to back foot. I don't think he's going to, long guard him and do that kind of thing that he did the first 3 rounds. I think he's going to come out a little more aggressive from the beginning, but I don't believe that it's going to be like he did coming in 20 pounds heavier for the second Wilder fight at all. I think cardio is going to be the key. And I expect to see a slimmed up, ready to go Fury, but I don't think it's going to be enough ultimately. I'm going to take the safe bet and say that it's going to be Usyk by decision. And
Unanimous?
that's it.
Unanimous, split, majority?
I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be. I don't know how they're going to break down. All
right.
I think it's going to be a unanimous decision.
All right. Well, anything else?
Nada mucho, my friend. Anyway,
right.
guys, Merry Christmas in case I don't speak to you again, and Deus Volt.
All right. Take care. See ya.
Shout out to NPR.
All right. We got his prediction down. Usyk by decision. Jin Ryu as well. Is there another call here? Nope. All right.
Well,
Let me write
can I
this
say
down.
something? We got great observations so far by everybody out there. I don't know if that's the real match chat, because there's been some fucking fake ones all over the place. But if that's match chat, shout out to match chat. Shout out to Thunderdome in the chat as well. And shout out to everybody in the chat who's been contributing with comments so far. We're trying to take down predictions. Butch is trying to keep up with that. So write them down, or better yet, call in. That way, for sure, we will write them down. But can I say something, Bucho? I think it's time we talk about that. Yeah, look, I think NPR made a great point about Usyk's gas tank. It's probably one of the best in the heavyweight division. This guy can just go. There are some questions, however, about how strongly he can continue going at this age, soon to be 38. And the other thing is, I want to mention how, again, I got to reiterate, him fighting at heavyweight, Usyk that is, it's taking a lot out of him physically. I mean, just starting with the Chisora fight, that was a fight where he had to move a lot. He was fighting a grizzly bear, essentially, a guy that outweighed him by 36 pounds, I believe. And then I wonder if you can show Bucho. Frank Warren said that after the Fury-Usyk fight, yeah, Fury was more visibly hurt in that one round, against Usyk, but the guy who seemed to sustain the most damage was Usyk because he was fighting a bigger guy. So that even if he's blocking shots and all that, he's still feeling the effects on his arm. So can you show the video? Because when I heard Frank Warren say that, I say, okay, that's Frank Warren. That's Fury's co-promoter. But then I saw that video that I sent you, and I don't know. Let's see what people have to say. Can you play that video?
Can you upload it on Discord?
Yeah.
It's gonna be easier. All right, we got a bunch of predictions here in the chat. Holy crap! Okay, wait. I'm gonna play the video, then we'll get to more predictions.
Well, while you download it, you can.
Can I play the video, or why can I show?
Yeah, you can play the video. Yeah.
The audio only, or?
No, a video. It's a visual thing.
Okay, wait. How do I just drop it on the thing? You won't be able to listen to it, I think. Shit.
It's not that sound that's necessary.
Okay. Did you see it?
Well, I mean, I had to look at the screen to see it, but yeah, I saw it. I mean, for I don't know if Recognized or Sober saw it, but it's Fury Uzi going backstage after the fight, and he appears to be carried. He's leaning on one of his aides there.
Yeah, but he might be tired. I mean, that's normal.
I mean, from what I know about boxing common sense, he fought a guy that outweighed him by over 30 pounds, right? Or something like that. And Fury was looking, yeah.
Close to 40 pounds, yeah. I mean, Fury did land some good punches, especially, I want to say, from round 4 to 6. And even though, Usyk had most of his success early, later in the 8th, all the way to the final round, he probably took some shots that he, didn't show any signs of hurt because of the adrenaline of the success that he had. So it's like sometimes that shows up later on. So you accumulate all that shit. By the end of the fight, he's pretty much spent.
I mean, I guess this shows that it wasn't an easy night for him, but I don't think anybody's saying that. Or if they are, I think they missed a lot of things that happened in there.
Well, let me say something here. JA in the chat says Bivol was more tired and more damaged than Canelo after the fight. LOL, it doesn't matter. Well, it does matter in this case because Fury he will be trying to fight more aggressively. Now, I'm not saying it's going to work, but what I'm saying is by staying back and throwing one punch at a time and trying to run Usyk into something, he still managed to do a lot of damage. Because again, he doesn't have to be throwing hard every other punch. He's a guy that outweighs Usyk. So every little slap or whatever on the arms, shoulders, top of the head, it's going to hurt him. And if he fights more aggressively, he can do it effectively, then yeah, chances are he can deliver more of a beating earlier on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't think Canelo can do anything differently against Bivol other than try to run the way he did against Golovkin. And, obviously that wouldn't work. So what I'm saying is Fury can definitely try to be more aggressive in this one. Whether that's going to work or not remains to be seen, but there is room for him to start doing more damage.
NPR says something good, something that I agree with. He said in his humble opinion, he gave the first 3 rounds to Usyk. He said maybe he just takes one of those and it could be a different fight. And it's true, right? Because if you look at 4 through 6, you could probably say those were Tyson. I think most people would agree those were Tyson Fury's rounds. And so let's say if you're NPR, who just called in, who gave the first 3, if he gives one of them, it's 4-2. It's a 4-2 a 4-2 situation in favor of Tyson Fury. And who knows, maybe that could play into Usyk's mind just a little bit where, he doesn't land the big shot later on. A lot of things could happen, man, in a boxing fight, especially at that level, right? They were competing for all the belts. This is for heavyweight supremacy. And so there's a lot that could play into it.
Yeah.
The fight's going to be, I think the fight's going to be more or less competitive unless something happens. Unless something big happens that one of these guys score a knockout, a stoppage, one of the fighters get hurt really bad. but I expect it to be just as competitive. And I don't think he's going to come in 290. I agree with MPR. I say the most he comes in is 275, but I'm expecting under that.
He said over 270, but you might be right. Who knows? Might be all. He might be playing games. All right, let's take another phone call here. 323, you're on the air. 323.
What's up, fellas? Listen, I don't know if you guys remember, but the night of the fight, Baranchyk fought Navarrete, and they showed Usyk with all his buddies watching the fight, and he looked just fine. He even stood up and was clapping his hands and whistling and cheering. Look at the footage. I think it was the same night Usyk fought. That's when Baranchyk. That's when Flabby Navarrete came in at 35. So all this talk about him being really hurt and all that, I mean, I get it. It's a fight. You're going to get hurt. But I don't think it was that severe. Like, he probably would have been laid out somewhere in fucking pain meds just trying to get through a night of sleep. But he looked like he was in good spirits, and he looked like he was having fun watching the fight with his countrymen. So I don't know. I kind of have to debunk that theory of him being like so hurt that he was debilitated after the fight. And I'm talking about Usyk. In regards to the fight itself, yeah, I agree. I gave the first 3 rounds to Usyk. He was able to close a distance because if you're able to land, if he's able to land his rear hand on him, no matter how, like, he landed it on his body many times, so he was finding his range. And he found his range pretty quick, in my opinion, because at the start of the fight, he already started landing his rear hand, and Usyk was dominant the first 3 rounds. Now, rounds 4 through 7, I definitely gave to 4 through 6, I gave to Fury. Round 7 was kind of a swing round. There was action between both guys, but I definitely gave round 8 through 12 to Usyk. And some of them were close, but I think Usyk got the better of the exchanges, especially when you see the combinations he did land up close. He was able to close the distance, and Fury couldn't answer back. Like, after Usyk made the adjustment, once Usyk made that adjustment, Fury had no answers.
I see your prediction here says Usyk by 5th round stoppage?
That's my prediction, because... and it's only solely based on the fact that he was able to close the distance so quickly in the first 3 rounds that I think if he goes in there, he might just he'll know. He was already hitting him in the face. Usyk was Fury is having trouble because he was getting hit in the bridge of the nose, and he was already getting hit in the eye, and his cheekbone. So he was already getting hit there in the first, second round. If you watch, I just watched it again last night, and it was very clear to me how quickly. People in the chat are saying you're crazy.
People are saying you're crazy.
Watch the fight again. The first three rounds, Usyk closed the distance. He was landing body shots with his rear hand. You don't land those shots if you're not in range. He was finding his range very quickly, and very quickly he found his range. So he was able to get in on the big guy.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know. That's just my take on it. I know 5th round stoppage sounds crazy to everybody, but it could happen. It's not out of the realm of possibility.
That's true.
I want to ask Dominic something.
Anyway, yeah.
This video that you say where Usyk was what's the word? Hyping Baranchyk up, watching him on TV the very same day. Was Usyk sitting down?
Yeah.
Okay, well there you go.
Oh yeah, they were sitting on a couch.
You can sit down and clap.
They were all sitting like at a couch watching a big screen TV, and I guess it was like what's the guy's name? Aegis.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it was members of his team. And members of his team were watching the fight, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was the same day that he fought Fury. He was sitting down he was chilling out on a couch watching the fight at night, or whatever he was watching the fight. But I think it was the same day because I watched that fight and they showed a clip
was the
of
same
him.
day. I just want to confirm that it was the same day. But the thing is, it was a clip. It's not like we watched him for 2 hours, monitoring him at the hospital. He was sitting down on a couch, clapping and looking joyous. He's a 37-year-old athlete. I don't expect him to be looking, war torn like he just came off the World War II fields. But what I'm saying is, when they were carrying him to, he looked like he was being helped to his corner, and it's corroborated by Frank Warren saying, "Look, this guy he looked worse for wear." Now, again, Frank Warren could be lying, right? That's Fury's co-promoter. But knowing what I know about boxing is he took some hellacious shots from a guy who was weighing by 30-something pounds. I'm telling you, he took more wear from Usyk, I believe, than he did from Fury.
Maybe. I mean, maybe he did. But I think that I still think after watching that fight, I think that Usyk really troubled Fury. And I think he hurt him concussively. He concussed him, definitely. But I think he either broke his nose or did something because he kept touching it. He was really bothered by whatever came at him. Even earlier on, if you watch it in the 7th round, he hit him with something. And then the 8th round, he definitely clipped him. And that really hurt him. And that punch that he landed in the 8th round, he also landed something like that in the 1st round. And that he kept landing and he found a home for it. So I don't know. I mean, it could be the case that this guy's got his number, and if he changes his strategy, he could probably take him out a little sooner.
All right.
Well, we shall see. I mean,
we shall see. Thanks for calling.
We shall see. We shall see.
Exactly.
All right, you guys have a good one.
Take care. All right. Interesting prediction there. We have another call here. 207. You're on the air.
Hey. What do you say, fellas? How we doing tonight, man?
Hey, what's up? Who is this?
This is Matt Chad. Matt Chad, all the way from Portland, Maine, via Portland, Maine. So pumped for this fight, guys. I mean, there's so much to take away from the first fight. I mean, the thing about it is I have Usyk in the rematch. But you have to realize Fury had to pull out with a cut. And the sparring leading up to it, how much sparring did he have? For what it's worth, and it took him a while to get going. Once Fury found that gear, it's almost like Fury figured out Usyk, and then Usyk back figured out Fury. Because after the 3rd round, Usyk was in control. But from rounds 3 to 6, I was saying a prayer for Usyk. It looked like Fury was gonna maul him. He was bigger. He was stronger. He was beating up Usyk from round 4 to 6. Something changed in the 7th. Again, a game of adjustments. But this fight right here, you talk about the wear and the tear in the fight, right? That was a car crash. They both survived a car crash. They're both heavyweights. It was a great fight. I think fight of the year. I think that the second fight might even be bigger. But we talk about the wear and the tear, right? I think Usyk definitely took a little bit more wear and tear in the first fight. But after the fight, Fury's out falling around face first on the street. He puts wear on his tear all the time. He goes to the dinner table. Do you know, he ate 2 turkeys. He drank a keg of beer. The dude is greedy belly for a reason. He abuses his body outside the ring. He's abusing his body. Usyk, it's something about living clean, living that life. Usyk got drunk when he was 6 years old. That's the last time he drunk, when he was 6 years old. Fury got drunk last night, fellas. It's going to be a great fight.
We don't know this. This is all speculation.
No, we don't know it, but I'm just saying. I think he likes to put a pint down or 2. And hey, it is what it is. But he fell down after the fight. He was drunk.
That's the difference. That's going to make the difference in the fight. But the fact that one guy takes the sport seriously and the other guy doesn't.
And I think it's a skill level. I think Usyk is the best pound-for-pound boxer in the world. I think he's kind of under the radar. If Usyk was an American gold medalist, he would be on the cover of Time magazine, fellas. But he's a Ukrainian, not from America, not an aggressive Mike Tyson. He not good with English. But the dude has the most skills. What he's doing is just the first ballot Hall of Famer. He's the best heavyweight since Lennox Lewis. I mean, and Fury's in for a fight, but it's going to be a great fight, fellas. I am so pumped up for this fight. I do favor Usyk by eighth round knockout. But I think the sparring, I think Fury's going to be on the front foot more because it's a little bit odd to see a little guy chase around a big guy. You know, the optics of it. I think Fury's going to be more on the front foot, more aggressive. I don't see this fight going to the cards. I think it's going to be ended before the ninth round, and I have Usyk by ninth round knockout. Have a great night, fellas. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Hit the like button. Have a great night, guys. Thank you.
Bye. All right, that was the one and only Matt Chad with his prediction. Usyk 9th round stoppage. Another stoppage victory for Usyk here.
So, is that real what you just posted on the Discord, or is that a fake Michael Benson or something?
I don't know if that's a fake one, but that's what I've seen right now. I don't know if it's real or not.
I hope it's fake.
Well, tell the people what it says, VDA.
Well, apparently there's a rumor that Beterbiev Bivol is off the rematch.
Postponed.
Oh, let me guess. Beterbiev burst a vein in his forearm or some shit. I don't know.
I mean, listen, I'm on Twitter right now and I don't see anything. Maybe it's slow
I think this is a parody account.
Come on. See, I that's why I was asked before. Is it real?
Somebody please check it out. I think it's bullshit.
Somebody got my ass, I guess. Oops.
Somebody got your ass and you got mine. So this is why the chain of command is important.
Nobody got mine and nobody got mine.
You're what though? What are you talking about? Somebody got your what?
You know what I'm talking about. You know it.
We're getting into P. Diddy territory here.
Guys, hit the like button. Hit the like button, please. If you're enjoying the show, let's hit that like button. And if you want to support the show, you can do it via Buy Me a Coffee. The link is in the description. It works like a super chat, so you can send us a message and we'll read it on the show. Anything else? Anything else here? Guys, call in. Give us your predictions.
Well, the other point of contention is this. I'm talking about Fury perhaps, trying to make that adjustment, whether he's going to be coming forward, blah, blah, blah. If this was 2021, this fight had already taken place then, I would say, yeah, Usyk could move for all 12 rounds like he did against Chisora. At 30, soon to be 38, I want to see if when Fury starts putting on that pressure, I want to see if Usyk can indeed move for all 12 rounds. Because you think about it, what's impressive about Usyk is that ever since he's moved up to heavyweight, Chisora fight notwithstanding, he's the one that stands in front of his opponents, and most of the time, like he was backing, what's his name, Dubois up, and he was backing Fury up. Now,
he's faster than them. Because he's faster than them.
Yeah, in the Fury scenario, I think it's because he had to. He couldn't just, I mean, it was better for him to come forward, and it was more decisive, because if he was just stood there in the center of the ring playing a fencing game, I think he was going to get caught with something else. Whereas if he put Fury on the back foot, Fury couldn't. You'll notice that, I think, Matt Chad, when he said something happened after the seventh round, I think is that Usyk continued putting on pressure, and Fury could no longer get that leverage to stop and counter. He was being way too defensive, which is a point that Bucho has mentioned time and time again, that why the fuck was Fury backing up, leaning back, chin up in the air? There's nothing he can do in that position, and it gives Usyk momentum. Fury needs to stand his ground in this one.
Yep.
I know it's easier said than done, but...
You can't fight like a bitch. He's the bigger guy. Use your weight, use your length. Don't bitch out. Jay Nels, thank you for your super chat. Not super chat, your Buy Me a Coffee donation. $5. He says, Usyk is going to look more dominant this time. If Fury comes in heavier... I have to click on this. If Fury comes in heavier and it goes past 8 rounds, then Usyk puts Fury out. Fury going to be exhausted. All right.
Hey, one thing we've noticed about this fight is we haven't heard too much from John Fury. Remember the last time he was screaming, acting like a gorilla?
They told him to calm down.
I think
he was headbutting people and shit. Come on.
Yeah, perhaps the loss humbled him. Like the Iron Cheek. He's a humble guy, Mr. Stern. A humble guy.
That loss humbled that father, that family, to where Fury's like, he's still talking confident, but he's not reckless,
Yeah, and I mean this whole thing that they give Usyk the win. I mean Usyk I thought did deserve the win. I don't think it was I think it was highly competitive, but I think it was a clear win for Usyk. And this whole idea that they give it to Usyk because of the Ukraine. How come they didn't give Lomachenko that win against Haney? I mean,
Excellent statement, sir.
What's up, Chief?
What's going on?
You sound like a Korean guy.
I said ta-da, like the Graham, Brazil.
Ta-da.
You dropped the mic on that one, is what I'm trying to say.
All right.
I thought it was, yeah.
Guys, we got a phone call. Let's take a phone call. 470, you're on the air.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Usyk Fury. So I'm going with Usyk. What I found interesting about the first fight, actually, I want to talk about some of the fight hype that's going on right now. Fury and some of the production from the UK, they're trying to kind of rewrite the story of the first fight, where Tyson Fury was winning and dominant, and then Usyk landed a lucky punch. And then he won a close decision. That's not what I saw, right? What I saw was Usyk patiently walking a bigger man down. And what I found very interesting was that he knew it's like he knew the exact punch that would land on Fury's chin. It's like he played possum, he bossed with him, he moved forward, and then right when he knew, like he could sense that Fury was tired, he knew his hands were dropping, and it's like he knew that punch was like landed like bullseye. And so I think he knows. I think he's figured out Fury. I think he knows how to fight him. Rematches, I think they go to the higher IQ guy. I mean, Fury can try to, I don't know what he's going to try to do. I don't know if he's going to try to move, stick and move. I don't know if he's going to try to be an aggressor. If he tries to stick and move, I just don't believe he has the stamina for that at his age. If he could move like he did against Klitschko in 2015, maybe. But now I just can't see him dancing around and because he had 2 years to prepare for the first fight. I just don't see it. If he tries to be aggressive, I just think his chin gets touched. I know he's talking all this stuff about how Usyk, you hit me and you couldn't finish me off. Look, he had a generous ref and the ropes held him up. I just think that if he tries to be aggressive, I think Usyk catches his chin with accurate shots, accurate, powerful shots that I see him practice, and I watch some of his training footage. The guy can punch when he needs to land a punch. It's accurate, it's pinpoint, and is hard. So I'm going to go ahead and go with Usyk. I'm going to go by late KO, maybe 10th round.
What's your name again?
Chris.
Yeah, I remember. All right, Chris, Usyk, 10th round stoppage.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah, you guys keep talking about. I think we got into it before. You guys keep talking about what's his name, Devin Haney and Lomachenko. I mean, I don't know if you guys pay attention to some of this. You probably do. What's going on in the entertainment industry. I mean, it's obvious that Devin Haney was a. He swam in the right pools with the right people. Let's just put it that way, and he was protected. So that's what happened there. The whole, Fury saying that Usyk won because it's Ukraine. I don't know. I just think Fury has his own. He's trying to get himself, psyched up. Looking for things that he could have done better, and trying to find an advantage mentally, but. I just don't see a different outcome here. Now, I will say though that I wouldn't be surprised that if it does go to the decision, I wouldn't be surprised by any outcome, because Fury's already said he's already talked about a trilogy, and that'd be a lot of money. I think these guys are making a combined $200 million for this fight. So if it goes to a decision and Fury, and Usyk doesn't completely completely dominate, I wouldn't be surprised, but I just think Usyk is going to take care of business.
All right. Well, thank you for calling, Chris, and call back in next time. All right. Take care.
All right, guys. Yeah.
Hey, can I mention something about the Fury comments too? Because I mentioned earlier that Fury said that he's trying to make excuses without making excuses. Saying, "Well, the last training camp wasn't as good as it could have been," but no excuses. And I'm thinking, wait a minute. On the one hand, he's saying, "I got robbed because of politics," because they want to give the fight to the Ukrainian. But then at the same time, he's admitting that, well, I could have done better, meaning you weren't happy with your first performance. You know what I mean? So see how he's trying to have it his own both ways.
A lot of guys do that though. A lot of them will sit there and say, "Well, it could have been, there's something wrong in training camp, but I got robbed at the same time." It's just a way of deflecting the fact they can't accept defeat. The fight was close and it wasn't close. The first one, there were times I think Olaf had a decent way of looking at it, not the fact that I agreed totally with the score. But the bottom line is that Fury did not do enough to win, and Usyk did, and there was a knockdown. Now, in regards to the knockdown, I do want to say this real quick. This whole thing about referee this and referee that, to those that don't know boxing, there's nothing wrong with what the referee did. Excuse me. Fury was knocked off balance, could not maintain his balance. He fell into the corner. That's a standing 8 count, and every aspect I've ever seen in the sport of boxing has happened numerous times in the history of the sport. Evander Holyfield, Burt Cooper's the first one that comes to mind. If you have to hold on to the ropes or you fall into the ropes keep you from going down, that's a standing 8 count. It's scored the equivalent of a knockdown. It's a 10-8. There was no protection, quote unquote, from the referee to give him an extra anything. It was a legit call by the ref, but as per the rules. And now, maybe it did benefit Fury from getting the 8, but that doesn't mean the referee protected him. The referee followed the rules, and Fury recovered. That's what happens when you count to 8. The fighter has a chance to recover. That's exactly what happened.
The only thing I would say about that, Chief, is this. There was multiple times before he went to the corner and his back hit the corner where the said, okay, I'm going to call it a standing 8 count. And it looked like at that point, I'm just saying what it looked like. It almost looked at that point, Tyson Fury could not protect himself. He was in a situation where he couldn't protect himself.
But his feet were under him before that, though. When he was, okay, go ahead.
He could have called a standing 8 count the multiple times before he went to his corner where his back hit the rope and it looked like the ropes saved him.
I saw him stumbling the time when his weight was well over his outside foot to where he was going down minus the rope stopping him was when the ref stepped in. Like, there were other times that he backed into the ropes and his legs were jelly, okay, but he backed into the ropes on his heels, meaning his weight was being distributed through his feet to his heels, and he backed into the ropes, and his legs were rubbery. When he was falling off balance because his weight was outside of the foot, he was on the side he was leaning to. Let's see if I'm picturing it right. He was towards his left, I think. He was facing us. It should have been his left because it looked like he was falling towards our right hand, so that would have been his left. So his weight was over past his left foot.
That could be true. That could be a good explanation for the referee, right?
Right. Yeah.
And you got to accept that. And I'll say, okay, look, it's close. It's not definitive. But here's what I will say. It looked like Tyson Fury couldn't protect himself at that point.
No, you're right about that point. You're correct about that point. I'm not arguing that at all. The fact the referee stepped in to issue a count when a fighter fell into the turnbuckle and the ropes because he could not maintain his balance anymore, and the only thing that stopped him was the turnbuckle and the ropes, that's a knockdown. It always has been. So, I mean, I understand what you're saying from the certain point of views of the referee could have... Similar when Morrison hit Ruddock with an uppercut and his knees buckled and he grabbed the ropes and Mitch Halpern gave a stand... I think it was Mitch Halpern, gave a standing 8. Okay, that was a reach. This one was not.
I focused on the knockdown, how it happened. Sorry, the knockdown. That punch that rocked Tyson Fury. I tried to look at how did that happen? And it was Tyson Fury making a huge mistake by throwing an uppercut from an awkward angle. And he got caught, but he never got caught after that again. And so I'm thinking, this is similar to when he got caught by Steve Cunningham. And he got dropped. But then that didn't happen again for a long time. So this idea that Usyk is going to, it's a guarantee that he's going to probably hurt Fury again, I think it's a bit of an exaggeration. Especially if Fury goes in and focused, hands up, doesn't throw.
If he's going to hurt him again, Bucho, it's going to be an educated moment of, action from Usyk, right? The way it was the first time it happened. Because great fighters, you usually can't catch them with that same punch again. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be able to catch them with that punch again. But you could damage them. You can damage them where it keeps them from doing anything to take the momentum back from the fight. And that's what happened to Fury for most of that fight after that. After he got hit with that big punch, it took the momentum away. He didn't get caught with that big punch again, but he wasn't really doing anything to win those the next rounds after that.
Yeah, I think it affected him mentally or somehow. Maybe he wasn't expecting a cruiserweight to hurt him.
But he put himself in position to where he wouldn't get caught again by not taking any more risks. And by not taking any more risks, he didn't overextend. And overextend, meaning put his weight behind his shots. Everything kind of stopped at the target instead of going through. And when he was reaching over with his punches, and when I say over, I don't necessarily mean completely off balance, but when his weight was shifting and Usyk pulled his boxing maneuverabilities, got outside of where Fury was throwing and countered him from his blind spot, Fury's IQ was high enough to where he wasn't going to let that happen again. However, that was also putting him in position to where his punches were no longer going to hurt Usyk. And so they could still land, they could keep Usyk at bay at best, but they weren't going to keep him honest. And something tells me Usyk could feel that too. One, he noticed it because he's one of the most cerebral fighters in the game. So he noticed that Fury wasn't putting as much weight behind his shots. Two, he probably felt it when he's blocking him, saying, okay, these don't have the same force behind him. And on top of that, he realized that he was the one being the effective aggressor without having to worry about what was coming back. I am picking Usyk to win another decision. I don't think he'll get a knockout. I think Fury's too smart, number one. And I don't think Usyk's going to go out of his way to take that risk aside from finishing him. Meaning if he's definitely hurt enough to finish him, he'll do it. But if it's just like in this last fight, he'll keep the points. He'll keep piling them up unless Fury can't take the punches. So it'll be Fury not being able to take them versus Usyk going in for the kill. Or Usyk will keep hurting him and he'll just start he'll box and he'll just start over again. He'll box and he'll start over again. Plus Fury's probably going to grab here or there when he's stunned. Once the referee breaks him, instead of going back and jumping on him, Usyk will just start all the way over again.
All right. That's a could happen here. I'm checking the phone calls. No phone calls. I don't know. Should we hang up the phone lines and just let anybody, like an open lines for the last 30 minutes, maybe? That could work.
I like that. I like that, Bucho.
All right. We're going to end the phone calls for tonight, guys.
Hey, BDA, Bucho's making an executive decision, right? That's what that's called.
Exactly. All right. Guys, let's go to where should we go? The BDA one or the Open Lines Friday? Open Lines Friday. Let's go to the Open Lines Friday server, whatever it's called.
Roger.
All right. All right. I'm going to send the link to everybody in the chat. Anybody can join. Spots are limited. So
I think BBA and Toby fell asleep, but
yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm going to send them a link. All right. Guys, link is in the chat. Anybody can join. Let's do this for a few minutes, I guess. What the hell's going on here? So yeah, we got your prediction recognized. Chief, did we get your prediction? I'm not even sure.
I'll repeat it. Usyk by decision, mostly because he's not going to take the risk. He'll just box, tie up, box, tie up, box, tie up. I do think he's going to lose the middle rounds. He is pretty much most of his biggest fight against these really big guys these middle rounds, he's 38 years old. He had over 300 amateur fights. This is the heaviest he's ever been. He's not out of shape to where he's out of gas, but it's almost like he needs to temporarily recharge somewhere between rounds 5 through 8. And so it's just a second win. He needs to get, it's not that he's on queer street and running out of gas. He just can't sustain everything he does in the first 4 rounds and the last 4 rounds. Those middle 4, he kind of needs a recharge. So I predict him to lose a few rounds in the middle. He'll definitely close the show. And the first rounds will probably be a little bit tough, but he'll pull out some of them enough to make it to where it'll be not one-sided, but a solid decision for himself. 7-5, 8-4. And if he comes in a good enough shape and Fury does not, I could say 9-3, but I'm leaning towards 8-4 or 7-5.
All right. I got your prediction down. Who else? Guys, anybody can join. What are you doing? In the chat, anyone can join. Link is in the chat.
Anyone could get it.
Anyone can get it. Mexicans. All right.
Americans, Puerto Ricans.
Did you see that video of some ladies in a restaurant? There's this video of some ladies in a restaurant and they're making fun of Adrian Broner. And then like Adrian Broner's like shadow boxing or something. They're like, yeah, you need to give that up. You're too old or something like that. And he has beard and he has like gray hair on his beard and everything. He looks out of shape, of course.
I didn't start growing gray hairs in my beard until my late 40s or I'll say maybe my mid 40s.
This guy already has gray hair there. So he looks older now.
We got Food TV. We got A-Sun.
Bad fish. What's up?
What's up, Food?
What is that?
Yo, who's in here? I can't even see.
Open it up.
Food TV says, are you coming in choppy? And A-Sun, recognize you, me.
Oh, wait, I'm choppy? What about now?
No, you're cool now. You're straight up now. I can hear you fine.
Yeah, I'm in a parking lot right now. That's what it is.
Oh, I see.
Get out. Jake's is here. Bad Fish, is that sober?
Yeah, that's followers. We have A-Sun, we have Boxing Chief, of course, FUTV, Jack, and Recognize the Matrix.
Yeah, what's up?
Yo, hey, thanks for having me over at your place the other night.
Oh, sure, bro. Everybody's welcome.
Anybody can get it. Somebody said that they're not excited about this fight. They don't feel the hype. They don't feel the countdown.
I think that was Julio. Was that you, FUTV?
No, I didn't say that.
No, somebody else.
I think this is an interesting fight. I mean, it can go either way. I think if Fury lands enough low blows, you know.
Good job. Do you think Fury's gonna make it dirty or something? Could be.
Oh yeah, I think it's gonna make it way dirtier. I think he's gonna hit Usyk with elbows and headbutts and all of it. People really.
He tried
after the fight. No one's pointing that shit out. They're like, "This is a very close fight." It's like, bro, with what, low blows? I think what they're doing is they're reading Usyk's body language. But a lot of the success that Fury had in that first fight was after.
Fury was stepping on his foot nonstop in the first fight.
He hit him with some fucking uppercuts to the dick, like big uppercuts.
Look, stepping on feet though, you try and make that sound like a foul all you want to, except when you have a left-handed, right-handed fighter, it's going to happen. Especially when you have someone whose foot's as big as Fury's.
What about it wasn't an accident. He was premeditatedly doing it. Like
you can say intentional all you want to. It happens consistently in mirror image.
I mean, at the end of the day, these are professional fighters. They know how to move their feet. And if they're stepping on your foot constantly, it's because they're maneuvering it to do that. And
I don't think that's as much. That's not that big of a deal compared to Fury bending his knees and uppercutting this dude's balls off. And that's much.
Notice that I said nothing about that. I'm talking about the feet. That's all I'm talking about. To say that he's intentionally stepping on a foot. When every mirror image fight I've ever seen, feet have gotten tangled in every one of them. I don't know why this one's going to be different.
But Fury doesn't have a wide stance. Am I wrong? I don't really notice him in a wide stance. He has a very he stands almost very straight up. What's that got to? But what does that have to do with the feet? A lot of times when guys have a wide stance, it's when they step on feet a lot.
When it's mirror image, it doesn't matter, and it never has.
It's usually when I see it, but I mean, you got a southpaw.
Pernell Whitaker and Oscar De La Hoya didn't have wide stances. They tangled their feet several times throughout that fight.
But Whitaker wasn't Whitaker.
I don't know about that. De La Hoya stand.
Yes, Whitaker's a southpaw, just like
so the tangling.
That's
a common thing. Yeah, it's a common thing. I agree.
I mean, there's like a spectrum to this. This is like the Fury Green Giant stepping on your feet. Like these aren't like fast moving fighters.
Yeah. So what do you think Fury's going to do? What's going to be a game plan? You think?
I think he might get disqualified.
Some people are saying that. Some people are saying
I highly doubt that.
Some people are saying Fury's going to turn into Oliver McCall.
Oh, there's no crack withdrawal that we know of in this one.
Yeah, he's gonna mysteriously disappear, and they're gonna say, "Oh well, his mental illness."
I think he'll just retire, and then he'll laugh off like he ripped everyone off, dude. He's gonna pull
really weird.
He's gonna pull like a Sonny Edwards.
That's really weird because when you look at Tyson Fury, especially going into rematches, he usually has like this supreme confidence. Like he's like really, really sure of himself. He just doesn't have it in there.
Quinn, I was saying it earlier, man. I was saying it earlier. I don't see it. I was arguing with, I think it was, I forgot. It was somebody that's a Tyson Fury fan. Anyway, we were kind of going at it. Olaf. We're kind of going at it a little bit. He said that he's noticing nervous energy from Usyk, but I'm like, I don't see that. The nervous energy I see is always been Tyson Fury.
Yes.
Yeah, Tyson Fury's coping at this.
He looked nervous in the first fight as well.
Yeah, he's coping. It's like he really can't think of what can I do better that's going to get me the W.
He can't really do anything. He can't really say anything. He lost, and he's a big
doesn't
talker.
really have.
Why can't he? What could he do? Should he come out and start saying "gonna kick your ass" or anything? I mean, he kind of says it, but not often.
Doesn't it seem even before they ever fought, the minute they mention Usyk, he gets irked by that. He was always just irked by the mention of Usyk. Now he fought him. Now he knows how good he is, which we kind of all knew, right? Like the one thing, even no matter how that fight played out, we were like, Tyson Fury's going to know how good that dude is, even if he wins the fight.
I don't even think he saw the best of the guy. I think the guy basically just walked him down and beat him up. He didn't show all the skills he got. Right? Like if Fury was to come in aggressive, straightforward, then Usyk would show his lateral movement, which is extremely good. And if at that point, I think he actually would knock Fury out because he'll end up walking and throwing punches into the air at nothing and get rocked. The last fight, him putting his back against the ropes actually restricts Usyk's movement in some ways. He can't move laterally very well. So that's probably why he backed himself up a lot. He was very close to the ropes. If he tries to fight him in the middle of the ring or press forward, I think he's going to be in a world of shit. He's going to get caught, and then he's going to just get backed up again. That's probably what's going to end up happening. The thing with Fury is he needs to be a sharpshooter. He needs to use his length and catch the guy coming in, move back and catch him, move in, and then circle off. That's really what he's got to do, but he's never been a sharpshooter. He's a guy that just swoops at the air and smacks with the inside of the glove. He's just sloppy and dirty and a bum. He's all right.
And it's hard to do it. Yeah, but it's hard to do it with someone who's got go ahead.
No, go ahead. Man.
He's never been a sharpshooter. That's one of his biggest issues.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's hard to do it with someone who's got quicker feet than you and quicker hands, and you can't really time it that well.
Yeah, if you go and you commit to the punch and you miss with a guy like a Usyk, he swoops under that shit. He's gonna come and counter you.
In my opinion, the only Fury is really going to try and win this is in those middle rounds that I just addressed earlier when Usyk needs that second win. Again, not because he's out of shape and not because he doesn't have enough energy and he's gasping for breath, but just with all the wear and tear of 38, 300 amateur fights, 230 plus pounds, he can still hold his own, but he's not as active, roughly around rounds 4 through 8.
Yeah. Do you see how Fury's wrapping his ankles? You seen that?
No, I did not. Let me finish real quick. That's where Fury really needs to jump up, get involved, and press something and make it happen. Because if he doesn't capitalize, those were the rounds he won at best in the first fight. If he doesn't capitalize on them, do some real damage and really rough him up, score some good shots, get his attention, and make him respect any power that you may have. Because aside from, Deontay Wilder, has Tyson Fury really shown at the world-class level, well, other than he did knock out Dillian White, let's face it, he doesn't show that monstrous power to match his size. I'll put it that way. Okay, because I think we can all agree on that. If he doesn't capitalize on that in those middle rounds, then he's going to lose again. It's that simple. Because when Usyk gets that second win, he's going to turn everything on, and just like FUTV's saying, again, he'll keep it in the middle of the ring. He'll let Tyson Fury back up. It's just like I said. That's when he'll reset. He'll either let him clinch, he'll do something, or he'll just back up. Usyk, that is, and make Fury have to reset, come back in the middle of the ring, and he'll just start all the way over again.
If you're Sugar Hill, what are you telling Tyson Fury? What's the game plan?
You're an animal. You're an animal.
You're go in there. You're a fireman.
Get him.
You're a fireman.
Go get him.
You're 6'9", 280 pounds. That dude is 6'2", 230 wet. Get him.
He's a rabbit. You're an ogre.
Are you guys underestimating Tyson Fury? You're gonna say no.
I'm not gonna.
But are you guys underestimating Tyson Fury?
Oh,
because if Tyson Fury wins, guys, you're gonna see all these Tyson Fury fans come out.
I feel like a lot of people are underestimating Tyson Fury, bro. He's not. He's not. It's not like he's not a cerebral fighter. He thinks a lot when he fights. Usyk can counter him. He has that mental edge as well. Like he's kind of like a psychopath, like the Joker. But it's not like Fury's completely out of this. He can. He has some gypsy, tricks up his sleeve, I'm sure. And I'm expecting him to come out. I'm expecting all of them to come out, and I think he has to go the kamikaze style. He has to go in for the kill, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Especially if he's coming in heavy.
Confirmed yet?
I don't sleep on.
Seen what he looks like.
That's why I'm giving him. That's why I'm saying that he's gonna go the distance. Well, I think he will, because if you look at what happened to him in that 8th, 9th, and then pretty much after that, he was in retreat mode. He got hurt, and he was in retreat mode to not get knocked out. Okay, not to get knocked out. So that means that Usyk could knock him out. That's what that means. He could stop him. Now, I'm not sleeping on him because I do respect the fact that he is a better rematch fighter, and there's something to that. I mean, that's not by accident. You do it one time maybe, but if you did it over and over again in your career, that usually means that you correct a lot of mistakes. Is what you do. Okay, so that's why I'm not underestimating him. Could he win this fight? He could. He could win this fight, but I'm not.
Yeah, you need to cover your bases. That's what I'm saying, basically.
Right, but I'm not betting on him. Is what I'm trying to say. I'm not going to bet on him. I'm
just saying that I hear a lot of people. It sounds like you're completely dismissing Tyson Fury, and I'm telling you, there's a few people that are picking Tyson Fury, and if Tyson Fury pulls it off, I don't want anybody to disappear.
Well, if Tyson Fury doesn't pull it off, I don't want anybody to disappear either.
That's true. There's a few people that are picking Fury. Yeah, exactly. They shouldn't disappear neither. So,
Sobers, who are you referring to?
I mean, I don't know. I don't want to keep bringing up people who don't ever want to show up on the show. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I mean, Olaf.
I'm just playing. I'm talking about you, Olaf. I tagged his ass in the Discord. He was in there earlier, yapping and shit. I told him, bro, come give us your prediction, and he don't want to do it.
He called in.
Gypsy King at too? Where's Gypsy King?
No, Olaf called in.
He showed up.
Yeah,
he showed up. Fight.
Oh, my bad.
No, he was there. He made all like 1,000 excuses for Fury, but he was there.
He didn't train. Well, he showed up. Fucking Olaf is being a little bitch. He don't want to show up.
Yeah, he also said that Usyk is shaky when it comes to his was he nervous or something? He said like that.
Yeah, he said that Usyk is the one that's nervous. No, but when it comes to Tyson Fury, I don't know what you guys expect Tyson Fury to do. I mean, if I'm Tyson Fury, I'll just keep quiet. I mean, you did the talking for the first fight. You lost the first fight. Yep. Now you're coming into the second. Just shut your mouth. Just keep
That's
quiet.
exactly what he's doing.
He's coming more humble. Yeah, he's coming a lot more humble.
He's very humble because he don't want to look stupid when he loses.
It looks fake.
It could be. Yeah, I mean, Yeah.
It doesn't look sincere at all.
Well, he's not gonna talk shit.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
He's just giving like Usyk praise with backhanded comments at the same time. You know, it's like he's not being sincere about his whole thing. Like,
Well, he does have to keep a competitive edge. He can't just be, bound down to this guy.
He doesn't want. He wants Usyk to relax, no madrazos.
If you're going to be sincere and be truthful, like just come out and do that. But the way he's doing it with like a nervous twitch, and then he throws in a backhanded comment. So he's not sincere. He said
Usyk popped his cherry.
Yeah,
the guy has some.
Fury wants Usyk to relax. He's like, "Hey, you're my friend. We're smiling. Let's have some fun." He doesn't want Usyk to go in there focused.
He said, "Sexy. It's sexy."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's a sexy beast. He was trying to talk to him like Austin.
He's like, "What do you think of his bald head? Sexy." Like, what the fuck?
He's a sexy.
Yeah, I think he's
little
trying to like. He's trying to psych him out. He couldn't scare him, but now he's just trying to scare him sexually.
Ringman, guys. Ringman Thomas in the chat says Fury was quiet versus Wilder in the rematch.
Yeah, but that's Wilder. People try to relate that to fucking Wilder. Who the fuck is Wilder? Come on.
What do you mean? Who is
also,
Wilder?
dropped Fury twice in the third fight, didn't he?
Wilder's the hardest hitting heavyweight in the history of boxing, bro. What do you mean?
There was a point in that fight where Fury literally walked in a straight line and Wilder just railed him in the face.
Well,
straight right hand into his face.
Yeah, Full TV. I think you're underestimating the Shango Warrior. You know, that's Wilder, bro.
I believe
no,
so.
Fury's a fucking idiot. He got dropped by Francis Ngannou. Come on, this guy's been overrated for years.
I mean,
now.
that's Fat Fury. Like when
Again,
Fury comes in at
underestimating the
290
Shango
pounds, he
Warrior.
sucks.
Exactly.
I think if he comes in kamikaze, he's gonna get laid out.
Dude, we'll see it.
That might happen. That might
He
happen,
can't
bro.
make 12 rounds.
I have a weird
That might
feeling.
happen.
I'm picking Usyk by decision, but I have this feeling that Fury's gonna pull it off. I'm not even joking.
I have a feeling he's gonna land that. That's legal.
I have a feeling.
They're gonna pull a boudoir on Usyk. Fury's gonna hit him lower. They're gonna count Usyk out.
Great night. Is that feeling? You got a feeling that tonight's gonna be good. It's one of those.
Tonight's gonna be a good night.
Tonight's gonna be some
I'm
bullshit.
picking Fury, right? But I like both fighters, so no matter what happens, I'm gonna be cheering for whoever wins when someone gets the other guy on the ropes. So I'm gonna enjoy the fight either way. But like I was saying, I'll pick Fury because I want to see a trilogy, bro.
I think what's better for what's better for boxing? Fury winning or Usyk winning?
Fury winning because we need a trilogy. How many other big fights are there in this magnitude right now? There's other guys Usyk could fight, bro, but I don't know.
Not only that, Usyk it doesn't seem like a draw. You know, the guy doesn't speak English. The guy he's not controversial or anything.
Yeah, you don't want to knock Fury out of boxing just yet. He's still a big personality.
I mean, it's more better for business that Fury wins.
Right, that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, business.
Boxing,
You know who wants a trilogy?
Because he's a big controversial character. If he takes back his L, he's back on top of the heavyweight division. You could start saying he beats all the other heavyweights in history now because he's so big and he conquered Usyk. You could try to set up the Joshua fight, the Zhang. You know what I'm saying? There's some good fights for Fury. And Usyk,
all these guys are
he's closer to the end of his career. So even if Usyk wins this again, we don't know how many more fights out of him we're going to get. Maybe one more. Maybe he'll just retire.
Well, Eddie Hearn says that no matter what happens,
if Usyk retires, if Usyk retires as the best heavyweight in the world, what then? Because everyone's gonna be like, well, he's not as big, he's not good as the guy who was on top, and he's not even fighting no more.
Yeah,
dude. If Usyk retires, the alphabet split up the belts, and then you just get 15 fights.
Yeah, it's gonna take
And, like,
10
to
years.
keep Dubois,
It's gonna
so,
take 10 years to unify the whole thing.
And then what?
again.
Dubois is going to be the best heavyweight. Dubois?
Probably.
I mean, he might defend a couple times. Who knows? All I'm saying is,
I
like,
think AJ
Fury
is
I
going
hasn't
to
can
done
beat
a
see
lot
it.
for
Dubois in the
boxing.
rematch.
All he did
He's
was
young.
beat Klitschko and then expose Wilder. Like, that's not much.
By the
So, yeah,
way,
be more about
Eddie
that
Hearn,
than
guys,
for the
Eddie
sport of
Hearn
boxing.
already.
Go ahead.
Eddie Hearn keeps talking about no matter what happens in this weekend's fight, he wants Fury versus AJ in the UK, obviously.
I want Joshua versus Wilder.
He was really confused.
Yeah, that would have been a great fight.
Yeah, I'd rather see that.
The two washed heavyweights.
Yeah, see who's more ass at the end of their careers. You know.
So what did I
I
walk in
think
on?
Fury's more washed than
Let's see
AJ.
who's really better. Now that you both, are sheltering your
Wilder
former
finally
self, let's see who's
died.
really better.
I don't think Fury really
Gets
got in him
weighty now.
anymore. He's just a businessman.
I agree with you.
I think if he fought AJ, I think AJ would knock him out. Because I think he's more driven and he's got more.
Wow.
He's more into the sport more than Fury is.
When did we at least say they were home?
I think he would.
You think AJ would knock out Fury?
When I look
I
at
don't
Fury,
think so.
I look at I see a fighter who looks like he's gone. He's done with the sport. He's checked out.
You're referring to Fury here?
Julio, you don't have all the answers.
I've got him.
What do you think you're the master of puppets or what?
You can't
Even if
handle
he's
the
correct
truth.
and Fury's checked out, there's still the the punch endurance factor that AJ's we've always questioned. And is he going to be? I mean, the only way. First of all, even if AJ's checked out, and excuse me, not AJ, Fury's checked out, an AJ fight would motivate him. Motivate him enough to where when you've got two washed heavyweights, whose chin's going to hold up? Well, the durable one has been shown to still be Fury. So I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying there's enough of the intrigue factor to make that fight happen. And
They both have
pick against that.
They both have really bad chins now, though. That's the thing.
I don't know, dude.
And I don't think Fury hits as hard as Dubois.
I don't think Usyk hits as hard as Dubois. Probably.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I think punch for punch, Dubois hits harder, and same with Joshua.
Dubois probably hits Shazad, but Dubois probably hits harder than all of them, punch for punch.
Who hits
That's
harder
what
than
I'm saying.
Wilder, huh?
And it took Dubois a little while to get Joshua out of there. I mean, he did it in fantastic fashion. I'm not trying to take away from that, but it took him. I mean, how many rounds was it? What round did he knock him out in?
Fifth, I think.
Six.
It was
Yeah.
sixth round.
It took
5 or
6 rounds.
Yeah.
It took half a fight for Dubois to get the guy who was hurt in the first round out of there. I don't think Fury has that sort of. He doesn't have that one punch ability to Bambi leg Joshua. I think, unless his chin's totally gone, which could be the case.
I think AJ would Ngannou fucking Tyson Fury probably. The guy comes in straight lines many times. He's a fucking idiot. Puts his back on the ropes. He's not slippery at all.
Yeah, but is AJ even? Is he shot at this point, Julio?
I don't think he is. Not psychological. No, he's not. I don't think he is. I think he's still in it.
Oh.
Man, I don't know. I kind of think he is psychologically shot, dude. Like that freak out he had after that second Usyk fight was really weird.
I don't think he's done.
We need to see him again in order to get any kind of gauge of whether he's got anything left. This many upsets, especially this late at stage of his career, and most of them have been knockouts. You really don't know how fragile this person. Now he's tougher than most. I'll give him that because he knows it's part of boxing that you're going to lose. He accepts that part. He tries to come back. I'm not saying he does because he didn't successfully come back against Usyk, but he tries. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
That being said, with this much of an upset, because there's no way he thought there was any possibility he was going to be anywhere near close to the losing end against Dubois, and he was not only on the losing end, he was clearly on the losing end throughout most of the fight, if not all of it. I think he has to start questioning himself just as much as FUTV thinks that Fury does, and which was what would make that such an interesting fight. Is these guys both have enough damage done to their egos and their mental frames? Who's going to be able to pull it together to pull out the win? And it would be an interesting fight. I just don't have any confidence in AJ's punch resistance, let alone mental toughness when a fight gets tough. He may have still been in that fight until it got stopped. It didn't look like he was trying to win it very much after he got hurt.
Well, he was fighting like an idiot. That's the thing. He was fighting like a complete moron. He made so many mistakes. All the way to the point that people thought the fight was fixed. That's how many mistakes the guy
You've
made.
pretty
I
much
don't know what he's
ruined
doing
his
in his
career.
training camp.
Boxing Chief,
He's
I
fighting like a total
disagree.
idiot.
Respectfully, I think he was trying to win because he hurt Dubois in that
He
sixth
was.
round, and he started rushing the shit out of him, trying to knock him out. If that's
The
not
guy
trying to
threw a
win,
big,
I don't know
he
what
threw a big
is.
right hook. What happens? He
did it
threw
in
a
a-
big right hook with his left hand down, and then Dubois just punched with him and knocked him out.
When you're talking about
You know,
mistakes
that's heavyweights,
on a
man.
regular basis and stuff like you described most of his career. He was just a better athlete than most of the people he fought. He's bigger, longer, and a better athlete than most of the people he fought.
Yeah, but he's a lot better than what people give him credit for. He's just fucked up that night. But I could tell what he said after it, that he wasn't done. He's not finished at all. Fury, when I look at him, I could tell he's a guy who's basically checked out. Like he's just doing it for money now.
I'll take that. Clearly, I'll take that. Yeah.
When I watched, also the advertising for this fight is retarded. You see these ads? They're trying to make it like Tyson Fury isn't in Usyk's head at all.
Yeah,
So
remember,
that's why I
they're
like
both
the trailer,
either-
but then when they're like, you see like Usyk all like angry, Tyson Fury, I'm punching the wall.
Hold on. So if Fury's just in it for the money at this point, it still has to matter how he performs in this fight, right? If he wants to continue getting on, or unless he believes this is his last fight, then I guess he wouldn't give a fuck how it ends. But he has to go in there and not look like a fucking idiot. I mean, he probably already knows that there's a possibility of fighting AJ and getting another paycheck, whether he wins or loses.
He's gonna get the AJ fight regardless.
Right.
You remember when AJ got knocked out by Dubois? Fury got up and said that just cost me $100 million.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the first thing he was thinking.
He still wants those fights.
Yeah.
He's not done.
But he cannot get knocked out by Usyk.
How dare you hate on the advertisement for this fight? He is in Usyk's head. He dreams about it.
I mean, remember he was who was in the stomach? Was it Fury in the stomach?
Yes.
Usyk?
No, Usyk.
It was Usyk in his stomach.
Yeah.
Dude, it was a missed opportunity. Usyk should have said, "Open your mind."
Yeah, exactly. Like
that would have been good. Yeah.
That'd have been good.
The reactor Fury.
I was gonna
wait. It's Little White Rabbit.
I was gonna say, but the thing is, okay. So if Fury wants more paydays, he cannot get knocked out. Let's say by Usyk, because then everybody would be like, okay, this guy's done. I don't want to see you fight anymore. You know what I mean? He has to go in there and put on a
But dude, Fury has no discipline though. Yeah. Like he's probably made $100 million off this. Like he's already like a drug addict. You give him $100 million, he's gonna quit boxing.
He's gonna be like
one of these fights, $40 million for another.
He's gonna be like Conor McGregor, who's doing partying the whole time. You know,
the payday's gone.
Yeah, he's gonna live on a yacht and do blow all day.
They should have fought years ago, right? They're choosing to fight when both of them are clearly shot and they both lost to the same fucking dude. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's so
past the sell by date. These guys are stupid, bro. They let this shit marinate until it festers and turns into fucking sludge, man. Some swamp water.
You know what? You're right. Eddie Hearn, what a scumbag, trying to give us that shit fight. AJ versus Fury. Nobody wants to see that.
It's gonna be like freaking Khan versus
Kell Brook.
Who's Kell Brook with two old ass dudes. It's Old Snake versus goddamn fucking Revolver Ocelot, Metal Gear Solid 4 shit, dude.
Yeah, trading punches like no.
Yeah, terrible. Old men.
The UK, when they have two star fighters at the same time, they kind of fuck it up for make it a mega fight. They kind of like end up making it happen when when both of those guys are like at the end of their career.
Yeah. They're both 47. It's too early. We gotta build them up a little bit more.
Yeah. No, they fucked that one up. They fucked up also AJ Wilder and Fury AJ. Those fights we were supposed to get them like
I think it was more on Wilder's side, if you ask me. But yeah, you could say both of them fucked up in a way.
And nobody expected this cruiserweight Ukrainian from Usyk, I should say, from this, like, changing the whole landscape, basically. That's what he did.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm the only one, but I predicted him to win. That put it this way, I said he can win. He could be a champion at heavyweight.
We have the shows. I remember we were talking about it 2018, I think. 2019,
Yep.
we were saying that he could hurt AJ. And I remember somebody else on the panel was saying, "Are you crazy? AJ is so big." Blah, blah, blah. We're saying, man, he can do it.
I've always said the only one that could probably beat him, and this is before he came to heavyweight, Tyson Fury.
Because of the size.
And he's he's elusive too. He could be elusive. He knows how to mix it up. He knows how to fight big. He knows how to fight on the back foot a bit. So yeah, man.
Now the odds for this fight, I haven't checked lately, but they're very close. Very
they're
close.
they're close, but they're going up in Usyk's favorite. Okay, so for instance,
actually, they're just starting to turn back now.
He's minus 150, but it looked like he went back.
He's like
140.
No, he's starting to edge back to 155, 160, and then Fury is he's like plus 120, I think.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. So it looks like
the interesting thing is to look at the propositions on it, because the Usyk by decision still hasn't really changed from the first fight. The first fight, it was like negative, or it was plus 200, and now it's plus 175. So that's almost no change at all, really, considering he won the first fight by decision.
Plus 175?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's plus 175 for Usyk by decision.
Shouldn't
and the first
it be less
fight was
than that?
plus
Shouldn't it be
100
under?
for Usyk by decision.
Isn't that the most likely scenario?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not a bad
So,
bet. But if Tyson comes in like 300 pounds on the weigh-in, like I don't think he's going to survive 12 rounds.
I guess
not like the auto weigh-in. The auto weigh-in or whatever his name is, not that Tyson Fury.
Right. So I guess that's what they're saying. They're thinking that Usyk might stop him. Yeah. It's a possibility.
Yeah, because the odds before were like plus 600 for the knockout on Usyk. And I think if you got Usyk like round 7 through 12 the first time, it was like plus 1,200 maybe, plus 1,000. Now they're down to like plus 300 and plus 500, I think, depending how you bet the rounds.
Bro, and only he would know this, if he's unsure of himself going into this fight, meaning he's not sure he can win, he gets stopped. Okay, of course, he'll have no motivation, right? Because he's already going in there saying, I don't think I can win this fight. So if the fight gets bad for him, kind of like remember when Pacquiao and Morales fought for the third time?
Yeah, but Morales knew he was finished.
Yeah, Morales was like, bro, I don't even think. I think Morales said to himself before the fight, he was like, I don't
but
think
remember how Morales came in, like going at it, forward. I mean, he's like kamikaze. He went kamikaze style, and he didn't last.
Kamikaze, yeah.
He didn't last.
Fuck that. I'm gonna give it.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't think I'm gonna win, but I'm gonna try to knock him out.
So are you saying Fury might try something similar where he's going to stick to his game plan, an aggressive game plan, and if it doesn't work, he's going to just stop, give up?
What I'm saying, Bucho, is if he is, then only he would know that, right? And again, I see some signs of him acting different. That doesn't mean that he doesn't think he can win the fight. Now, if he is doubting himself, if that fight gets rough, right? It goes through some rough edges where he's hurt, he gets dropped. I could see him just checking out, being like, "No, I'm done."
Yeah, checking out.
Yeah,
I can see that. All right, guys, we're gonna end the live stream. We're gonna continue on the group chat here. But everybody who's listening to the show, thank you for joining us. There should be another show tomorrow or the day after. There's gonna be another show on Friday, so stay tuned for that. Thank you for joining us. Check out Patreon. Check out Buy Me a Coffee and hit the like button. All right. Take care, guys.